Hey there, Jimmy the K with another installment of the Jimmy the K Sports Show. I'm so glad that you are able to join us on this Armed Forces Day. I want to send a special shout out to those in the Armed Forces watching us here and overseas. Thank you so much for your service and everything that you do. And also, I want to give a shout out to my boy Troy Bustle. Today is his birthday. Troy Bustle is a mighty 20 years old. 20, right, Troy? I think that's right, right? You can tell me any differently, but I think you're only 20. When I met you, you were 15, right? We worked together at the Biz Radio Network. Today's his birthday. I want to send him a special shout out. I know every once in a while he frequents our show. Happy birthday to you, Troy Bustle. Some of the sports highlights and lowlights of the week. Oh boy, it only gets worse for the Texas Rangers. Martin Perez looks to be headed for surgery. Tommy John surgery at that. Tommy John surgery would put him out for the remainder of the season and pretty well stick us in the cellar for possibly the remainder of the year. We don't know. We'll find out. But the truth of the matter is, there was something said by General Manager John Daniels, and he said the playoffs are our goal, and we're not giving up. Fine, I understand you're not giving up. I like the go-get-'em attitude. But the truth of the matter is, John Daniels, I think you said that because, one, you're fighting for your job. I think if you don't make the playoffs this year, you're done for the general manager job in the Texas Rangers organization. I think, you forced Nolan out, somehow getting ownership to believe that you could hold the reins and do with this team what Nolan couldn't. And with us being towards the bottom of the division as of right now, if we finish at the bottom or near the bottom of the division, I don't see John Daniels being around after this year. I really don't. You know, especially with stories like the next one that I'm going to tell you about apparently Prince Fielder having a bad neck. Apparently he's got some vertebrae in his neck or a herniated disc, that is hurting his neck. And apparently he knew about this last year. But the truth of the matter is apparently there were not physicals ordered for either one of these players. So without any physicals being ordered for these players, you would have never seen this. So let's be quite honest and quite frank here. That could be another reason why John Daniels is gone after this year. If Prince Fielder has to have surgery on his neck, we lose another player, and we finish at the bottom. I just do not see the Texas Rangers holding on to John Daniels, no matter how good of trades he's made in the past, no matter how good of signings he's had in the past. It just won't happen. I don't see it happening. This Texas Ranger team, I've got confidence in. I still do think that they could finish, third in the division. But with the amount of injuries that they continue to be plagued with, I'm going to have to back off my second place and wild card for the Texas Rangers because honestly, right now, I don't see, especially with the injury bug, I don't see anything better than a third place finish for this team. And, I'm going to stick behind Ron Washington for the time being because honestly, I think he is that coach to get us to that next level, the manager to get us to that next level. He's done it before and he can do it again. The problem is, in this whole situation, is that of John Daniels. He's made a couple of screwy signings, but this all happened in the light of John Daniels. Of Nolan Ryan being dismissed. He claims that he retired. If he retired, he wouldn't have went to the Astros. If he wasn't forced out, he wouldn't have went to the Astros. That's just the honest thinking of me right there is, if he really wanted to retire, he wouldn't have went to the Astros. But because he was forced out, he went to the Astros. Kind of go to the Texas Rangers. So this organization's got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do as pitchers are dropping like flies. Now we've got offensive numbers that are so low right now that it's just kind of, starting to fluster people. But, the numbers just aren't there. The numbers don't favor the Texas Rangers right now, and the numbers don't favor Jon Daniels, especially after the fact that the trade was done between Detroit and Texas in the offseason without physicals. With physicals, I honestly believe that, with his neck problems, they would have found something wrong. Of course, he's going to get injections. He's doing this. He's doing that, Prince Fielder is. Why don't you go to a chiropractor? A chiropractor can get that nipped in the bud real fast without, you having injections done. So, this Ranger team, I'm a diehard fan. I drink the Rangers Kool-Aid, as some might say. But right now, I cannot see a better than third place finish for this Ranger club. Period. End of discussion. So, with that being said, what are your thoughts on the Texas Rangers? I mean, what are your thoughts on the Houston Astros? The Houston Astros took 2 out of 3 from Texas. The last place team took 2 out of 3 from Texas. I felt, in my opinion, that Houston had got a lot better. They got a lot better than what they were last year, and I didn't feel like they'd finish in last. It's very possible that they won't. It's very possible that Texas will finish in last. They'll finish in next to last. But, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? You're part of the show here. You've got your opinions. You've got your ideas. What are your thoughts on the Astros, the Rangers, the Cowboys, the Dallas Mavericks? I want to send a hats off to our Oklahoma City Thunder, who advanced on to the Western Conference Finals against the San Antonio Spurs. They'll take on each other Monday night in San Antonio. San Antonio gets the home field advantage. You've got the Miami Heat going up against the Indianapolis, or I always say Indianapolis, Indiana Pacers for the Eastern Conference Finals. What are your thoughts on that? Who do you think is going to end up in the finals? Is it going to be a Thunder Heat matchup? Is it going to be a San Antonio Heat matchup? Is it going to be Indiana Thunder matchup? Indiana San Antonio matchup? What's your thoughts on that? With the things going on this weekend and the amount of sports stories in the Ranger world and the Houston Astro world, I'm going to cut this show short, a little short this evening, but I want you to do some homework. I want you to do some homework if you're viewing this show, and that homework is to go on any of our pages and ask any question that you want, any question about any sports team, whether it be, the Boston Red Sox, the Los Angeles Angels, whatever team that might be. You've got ways of doing that. You can like our Twitter page at JimmyKersey1 and message me there. Or you can email me at allaboutsportszone, that's one word, at gmail.com. Or, lastly, you can message me privately. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, message me privately with your questions, comments, concerns of the show, sports questions. From now on, each week, what I want to do is take a question a week from a viewer. So if I get 10 questions, let's say, in the next week from viewers, I'll take one question and we'll answer that at the end of the show or the beginning of the show or the whole show if it takes that long. And we'll just do that from weeks on, weeks in, and weeks out. So those are your 3 ways of getting in touch with me. Remember, allaboutsportszone at gmail.com. Send your questions. At Jimmy Kersey1 on Twitter. Send your questions, any sports questions you like. Feel free to ask. Or if you're friends of mine on Facebook, message me. Until next week, 9 p.m. Central Daylight Standard Time, I'm Jimmy the K. Until then, happy Armed Forces Day. Happy birthday, Troy Bustle. And see you next week. Jimmy the K. Peace out.